Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I'm your host Nathan Lyle, and this is NFL Weekly, the show where I look back at some of the things that happened last week in the NFL and look forward to a few of the things that might happen next week. Also, once again, just like last week, I'm in a bit of a time crunch. I gotta work on this whole scheduling thingy, so this video is not going to be edited, so I apologize in advance for all the times that I will mess up, as well as for any background noises which you might hear. So first of all, let's talk about a few of the records that are getting broken last week, because there were a lot of headline-making things. Peyton Manning became just the second player in NFL history to throw 500 touchdown passes, and only needs to throw 5 more to tie Brett Favre, or 6 more in order to pass Brett Favre to hold on to the sole possession of that number 1 spot for the most touchdown passes thrown in his professional career. He also has 13 games of 400 or more passing yards, tying Dan Marino for the most all-time. And then Wes Welker got over 850 receptions, which is the most ever by any undrafted player. Tom Brady now has 50,000 passing yards, only the 6th player in league history to do so. Jason Witten became just the 3rd tight end in NFL history to get over 10,000 career receiving yards. And also, I think the biggest thing to talk about in the league is that the Titans, not only did they lose, but they lost to the Browns after they were ahead by 25 points. The Browns came back from a 25-point deficit to win the game by 1 point. Brian Hoyer, Hall of Fame, let it be known. So yeah, that was the biggest comeback by a road team in NFL history. So they got a lot to be proud of there in Tennessee. And also, there are no more undefeated teams left in the league. All of the teams that were still undefeated, they lost this week. So now the top records in the league belong to the Chargers, the Cowboys, and the Eagles, who all sit at 4-1. And only one of these teams does not shock me. Also, fantasy-wise, if you're looking for some good offensive suggestions, I really don't have anything for you. My team performed pretty shitty. We had one of our lowest scoring totals ever. But we were able to win mostly because Megatron and Nelly, they combined for 2 points together. And so that helped me out a lot. But yeah, offensively, the only thing I can tell you is, Donald Brown, do y'all remember him? Of course you don't, because he sucks. Well, he got hurt, and some undrafted rookie named Brandon Oliver had 30 points. So yeah, it looks like, even if Brown did come back, I think they would still stay with Oliver. And Whithead's not coming back. The other guy, what's his name, Matthews, I don't care about him. He's probably going to set out a few more games, so look at Oliver. Also, if you're in need of a good defense, for one, the Eagles have been consistently scoring on defense. It seems lately, in every game, they have at least one return touchdown or, just defensive or special teams touchdown. So they're putting up some points. I don't know how long that'll last. And then you've got the Chargers. They're not flashy, but they're very consistent. They've only had one game this season where they scored less than 9 points. And so even though they may not be the most explosive or the biggest playmakers, it's a good week-to-week thing to have if you can't get one of the top-tier defenses. Last week they scored 16 for me, just completely shutting out the Jets. Then again, it was the Jets. But anyways, I think a good defense is better than one that's sometimes great and sometimes shitty. I'd rather have one consistently good team and stick with them. Anyways, next week's games, on the Thursday night, you got the Colts at the Texans, which hopefully means that for the first time this season, it'll actually be a little bit competitive. You got the Texans defense, arguably one of the best in the league, versus Andrew Luck, the future of the league, arguably one of the best and most versatile QBs there is. And also it's a division rivalry. Those are usually always fun. And I just think that one should be great. And then, on Sunday, you've got a couple of good 1 o'clock games. You got the Panthers at the Bengals. The Bengals just lost their first game of the season. The Panthers, they've been struggling a little bit more than a lot of people predicted they would. Personally, I still wasn't sold on them, so I'm not surprised by anything except for the fact that they're winning as much as they are. But anyways, that one might be good. You got Jaguars at Titans, which is just, these are the 2 worst teams in the league. How could this game not be fun to watch? Or if you don't feel like watching the Jaguars at Titans, you could go watch your son's Little League team. It's basically the same thing. Then at the 4 o'clock games, you got the Bears at the Falcons, and who knows, maybe pick up the Falcons defense this week because Devin Hester seems like he wants to get revenge on the team that cut him. And then you've also got the Cowboys at the Seahawks because Cowboys top of the mountain right now, but can they keep going strong against the defending champions in their house? So this one should be a fun game to watch. The Sunday night game, we got Giants at Eagles, division rivalry, and they've both been a few headliners. I mean, a win here could potentially move the Giants into first place in the division, depending on what happens with the Cowboys game and stuff. And, I mean, this game could end up being crucial to the standings down the road. This is a relatively competitive division. And then on Monday night, you've got the 49ers at the Rams. Really? So that's it for this edition of NFL Weekly. Tune in next week for another brand new all-new edition. And until then, this has been The Fan Perspective. I'm your host, Nathan Lyle. Like, subscribe, all that bullshit. Have a good week.